Hey, listen, today we're talking about sweet foam, and sweet foam's a beautiful complement to cold brew, and we're gonna do the base recipe, and then we're gonna do it 4 different ways, including orange, here on Bean Basics. Oh, hey there. Welcome to Bean Basics with Bob and Michelle. Welcome to sunny Saugatuck. And welcome to our home and kitchen. Hey, listen, today we're talking about making sweet foam. And sweet foam is a great complement to cold brew coffee. And I've just made some here. And I've shown you all how to make cold brew in the last episode, episode 7. And this is made with, of course, BIGGBY Best. You could make it with Living Hope coffee. The BIGGBY Best cold brew is super fine. It's very nutty and floral. And frankly, I've been drinking it every day.
Me too.
But let me get on and talk about how to make sweet foam. And it's really, really simple. And what we're going to do here is use a 1 cup measuring device. I'm going to have that face towards me. We're going to use whipping cream. And we've got some vanilla. It could be imitation. It can be natural. And I've got some baker's sugar, and that's going to be the ingredients. And the way we're going to start this off is with a 1/2 cup of whipping cream. And our objective on this 1/2 cup is to take the volume from 1/2 to 1 cup. And we're going to use our famous whipper. You've seen this in many episodes. And we'll start off by simply taking the whipping cream from 1/2 cup up to 3/4 cup. And you'll see that just whipping air in up on the top. I don't know if we can get the shot. And right there, right that magic mark, which is 3/4 cup, I'm gonna just shake in, about 2 teaspoons of baker's sugar. And that sugar will help with the volume, and of course it'll take our whipping cream and make it sweet cream. And as we expand this, and we're nearly to a cup, so we're going to put in about 1/8 of a teaspoon of vanilla, and that's just for flavoring, right? So you have the sweetness of the sugar, you got the creaminess of the whipping cream, and then the vanilla, always makes everything taste good. But it's the doubling of the volume that makes it a sweet foam. All right, that's it. It's simple as that. And this can be put on any drink. Let me go ahead and grab the drink I was just drinking and lay that right on top. There you go. Oh my God, that's really good. So, I've got some other ideas though. And I've made a whole bunch of sweet foam in advance. Because we like creativity and we like having fun. And so here, today, I got a little bit of a mess here. We're gonna make this sweet foam with 4 different flavors. And these are fun flavors that we came up with, but really, you can use your imagination and come up with any flavor you want. Some of these have some historical reference though, and I'll get to that in a minute. Let me just go ahead and whip up my base here. By the way, sweet foam with vanilla and sugar is good all by itself, just like that. But coffee has a lot of complementary flavors, right? And here's one that you won't expect. Cherry. All right, I'm going to show you how to make an amaretto flavored sweet foam topping. Just going to pour our base in there and add some basic ingredients. So I've got here some natural maraschino cherries. They're from up north, northern Michigan. And this has a lot of good cherry juice in it. You can use any flavoring agent you want. And then also I'm going to do almond. So we're going to go cherry almond. All right. There's no real magic science to this, because flavor is what you like. All right, so what I like here is just 2 regular spoons out of the drawer full of cherry juice, and keeping in mind that almond extract is really strong, just a couple of drops of almond extract. All right, we don't have to do much more to it than whip it up. And since there's color in this one, we can kind of see it will turn pink. Yeah. Now what's fun about this particular one, this cherry almond, is when BIGGBY first started in 1995, there was a drink on the menu called Cherry-O. And Cherry-O had both cherry and almond in it. It was a latte, so it wasn't like sweet foam or anything like that. But look at that. Wouldn't you be pretty fancy if you were serving this to somebody in your home, right? Sweet foam, cherry almond, and cherry and almond together taste a lot like Amaretto. So I like to call that an Amaretto sweet foam. All right, next one. Let me get a glass, some more raw ingredients. And this one, I don't know if you've ever heard of a York peppermint patty, okay? But peppermint patty is basically chocolate, and I'm just using here a little chocolate for making hot chocolate. And then we need, with that, a little peppermint. And we're doing a big ad for McCormick here, apparently, okay? But I'm taking about a tablespoon of the chocolate mix and just getting that right in there, just like that. And it'll give it a little bit of color, not a lot, but it'll give it a lot of flavor, a good chocolatey flavor. And we know chocolate goes really well. Just a couple of drops of the peppermint. The peppermint's really strong. You have to be careful with that. And in it goes. I'm gonna get it good and blended up. All right, good enough. I can smell it. I can smell peppermint patty right here. All right, let's get that on top. Oh, that's a beauty. All right, now, the interesting thing is, peppermint patty used to be on the menu board at BIGGBY Coffee in 1995, but we couldn't call it peppermint patty. So now we call it something else. We just call it peppermint mocha. We weren't allowed to use the trade-ish name of peppermint patty on the menu. All right, let's go to our next one. And our next one's very simple. It's just orange. And cherry as a fruit is really good with coffee, but orange is also super fine. Now the way I do the orange is I just grate a little bit of the orange rind and I get that right in here. And if you weren't confident that that would produce enough flavor, what you could do is you could add just a drop of orange flavoring. That's 2 drops, so that'll probably be pretty strong. But I don't know if you've heard of Borgia coffee, but Borgia coffee is basically coffee, espresso, and orange. And citrusy flavors, believe it or not, are really good with coffee. All right. And the interesting thing about this too was on the original menu, and it was called Orange Bean. All right, we're fast up to our last one here. Let me get another glass, get a little bit more raw ingredient, and this time we're gonna get a little daring. We're gonna go maple rum. And so if you dare, no matter what time of day it is, you could use a little bit of rum. And again, the science of how much you put in is really about how much flavor you want. You know, that's about a capful right there. Now, if you're a little bit of a teetotaler, you could use imitation rum, but we are going to use some maple extract. You could actually use maple syrup in here and it would turn out real good. But this is a maple rum topping. And you know what? This one has no interesting story about the original menu. But if you're like me, this flavor combination, maple and rum, is so good. All right. Maple rum. All right. There we go. Those are the 4 ideas I'm giving you here today. But keep in mind, you could flavor with anything that you want on sweet cream. It just depends what your imagination brings to the table, and it depends how much fun you want to have. Now, my favorite out of all of these is the Cheerio. But one of my chief testers, Michelle Fish, has tried all 4. And so I'm going to put her on the spot and ask her, babe, which one is your favorite?
Oh, I am straight up a peppermint patty kind of girl.
My wife's a peppermint patty kind of girl. All right, thanks very much for joining us. And I want to leave you with this last note, and that is, if you love the world will love you right back. Hey, thanks for joining us. For future episodes, click the subscribe button. Bean Basics is brought to you by OneBigIslandInspace.com with 2 G's.